Hey everyone, welcome back for a brand new video about the TV series that's ratings are not so slowly bleeding out, The Walking Dead. Warning, beyond this point there are spoilers for people who are not up to date on The Walking Dead television series and the comics. This video will examine the exciting brand new episode synopses that were released earlier today, cover our theories for what's to come, break down the trailer and sneak peeks of next week's episode, and our recap of what happened in episode 2 of this 9th season that has been hyped up pretty hard so far.
Do it!
Before we get into the recap, we're going to cover the synopses for episodes 5, 7, and 8, as they may hold some big hints about the future of the series. Episode 5's synopsis, titled What Comes After, reads, Rick is forced to face the past as he struggles to maintain the safety of the communities and protect the future he and Carl envisioned. We strongly believe this is Rick's last episode. We think that Rick being forced to face the past is a nod to the John Barenthal appearance we know is coming and that a horde of zombies may nearly overtake the communities. Curiously, the episode 6 synopsis has not been revealed, as it may contain a spoiler about the aftermath of Rick's exit. Episode 7, which will be directed by Walking Dead alumni Michael Cudlitz, is titled Stradivarius, and its synopsis reads, Carol seeks out an old friend living alone in a wilderness teeming with walkers. Survivors make the perilous trek to a new home. This could take place after the second time jump, but we're not sure who Carol might be seeking out. We doubt it's Morgan, but if years have passed, an old friend could mean Daryl or any one of the other survivors she was close with. Could it be Heath? Survivors making a journey to a new home probably means Magna's group, who have been teased for some time now but have yet to appear, and given Father Gabriel's age during their intake interview, it looks like they won't show up until after the second time jump. Episode 8, the mid-season finale, is titled Evolution, and its synopsis reads, A small rescue mission braves a dangerous herd in their hunt for a missing comrade, only to discover a surprising threat that could doom them all. We absolutely believe this is where the Whisperers will be introduced. Who are they trying to rescue? We think it's too far out to tell, but this description almost definitely guarantees Whisperer action. Now back to this week's episode. After a somewhat disappointing premiere, at least for us and apparently a lot of viewers, we feel that episode 2 is starting to turn the tides toward a better Walking Dead universe, despite this episode hitting an all-time series low in ratings. Google actually placed a photo about the ratings dive on their mobile homepage. When's the last time you've seen Google showcase poor television ratings? Aside from the viewership losses, there was a lot of good things going on in this episode that outweighed the bad. We finally got a glimpse of a broken and imprisoned Negan as Rick took Carl's storyline from the comics as being the one to visit him and tell him about the new world that Negan was missing out on. Negan was still talking tough by the end of the episode, but has definitely lost a little pep in his step, which 18 months of being in jail is bound to do to anyone.
You think just 'cause they had a little weenie roast that you got all this on lock?
We find out through Rick's speech to Negan that a little over a month has passed since the premiere and the Bridge project is well underway. We also get to see multiple clips that were teased in the early trailers and promotional footage play out during this episode. Earl the Blacksmith's fate was revealed, and although a ruthless Maggie has been foreshadowed and built up since last season's finale, Jesus showed her the light, and she had a change of heart towards the end of the episode, proving to Michonne that she can be reasonable. Is this just a ploy to satisfy our favorite sword-wielding lawyer, or is Baby Herschel softening her up? Unfortunately, our prediction about Aaron was correct as he lost his arm after an act of bravery as a small herd attacked the work group. On a lighter note, Jerry and Nabila seem to be getting along great, and Carol finally reconsidered the king's royal proposal.
But I wrote a speech.
Another unexpected romance popped up this episode, with Jadis coming on strong to Father Gabriel, who clearly isn't Catholic. An important detail that may have been missed is the drawing she made for Gabriel. In one of the Season 9 promo clips, we see Gabriel standing outside an empty tent looking worried with only the drawing left in the tent. It seems our prediction about Jadis disappearing will also come to pass, and it's clear the mysterious helicopter will come into play. Daryl and Aaron also talked about the possibility of Daryl becoming a dad, but he still hasn't found his special someone. Could it be Rosita? We were also given a big clue about how Maggie will exit the series. We find out through a conversation between Jesus and Maggie that Georgie has been in contact with Maggie during the time jump through numerous letters. Maggie wants to do her own thing, but something will most likely happen that changes her mind. When Hollywood Reporter interviewed Angela Kang, they questioned her about this very possibility, and her answer was, "That's a fair suspicion." She went on to state, "I'm not going to say that's exactly what happens, but it appears that Georgie most likely plays a role in her exit." Andrew Lincoln's final episode is rapidly approaching, and King Ezekiel actor Corey Payton may have dropped a spoiler about the event. While speaking to a news outlet in the UK about Andrew Lincoln's final episode, Peyton stated, "When I look back and think about it, I think it was an amazing event. And I just got this feeling that nothing's set in stone. I'll just leave it at that." This gives us hope that Lincoln will one day return, and not just to direct an episode or two in Season 10. Another mystery that is starting to unravel is what's been happening to the Saviors. We find out that a number of Saviors have gone missing, and the new troublemaker Justin disappears at the end of the episode, although it's a safe assumption that he recognized his attacker. The tensions are clearly rising amongst the communities, and a civil war is most likely on the horizon. With the opening minutes of the next episode released, we find out that Justin was in fact killed as he is munched on by walkers, reanimates, then passes by a spray-painted final warning sign. Is this the Whisperers? Although they're not known to write messages, they are definitely known to send messages through dead members of the community. In this scene from next week's episode, we see the aftermath of Justin and the other Saviors' disappearances, as the Saviors want answers and believe either Daryl or Jadis is responsible for Justin going missing. The Saviors begin to arm themselves with hand weapons, and by previous promo footage and next week's trailer, we know that a big fight is going to occur here. Who is killing Saviors? Given the fact that Justin recognized his attacker and seemed friendly with him or her, we think it most likely was another Savior. The Savior Jed, portrayed by Reese Quarro, could be the guilty party as he is clearly stirring up trouble. Another theory we have is that Dwight has returned and is possibly now a member of the Whisperers. He found a note from his wife Sherry at the end of last season which included the infinity symbol, which actually could have been a crude Ouroboros symbol. The Ouroboros symbol is important because it matches a belt buckle that Alpha, the leader of the Whisperers, wears in the comics. We know the Whisperers are coming, although we haven't found any reports Dwight has been seen filming and think it's too early to tell who is behind the mystery. The other explanation is that Justin saw a woman who he might have underestimated and been comfortable based on her appearance alone. Could that woman have been Alpha? In this sneak peek of the next episode, we see armed Saviors stop Maggie's wagon very boldly and question her. We hear again that the shipment of fuel that the Saviors were bringing disappeared, and at the end of the sequence, Jed calls Maggie the Widow, a name Negan gave her in Season 7. Will this confrontation end in bloodshed? Now for our breakdown of next week's episode's trailer. The first few shots we see here are Maggie and her escort being stopped by Jed and some rogue Saviors. We've already seen a good part of this full scene in the sneak peek, so no new info here. Next, we see Daryl and Rick having another conversation where it's clear they don't see eye to eye. Daryl really has a chip on his shoulders this season. After that, we see the fight erupt in the camps that was most likely directly after the scene we saw in The Talking Dead and has been teased for some time. Now we know Justin's disappearance is the final straw after multiple Saviors have gone missing. We see Carol, who is the new leader of the Saviors, try to break it up, but troublemaker Jed isn't having it. Here we see Maggie rushing a house with multiple walkers ready to kill. The next shot shows what appears to be Maggie and Daryl conspiring against Rick, probably talking about killing the Saviors, as she says,
"We're going for X-Ray James."
It also appears they found some fuel. Was this the fuel that was meant to get to the hilltop on the last Saviors run? Or is this just scavenged fuel?
Dude, I want that fuel.
Next, we see Father Gabriel standing down, who appears to be a Savior, as multiple community members behind him have their guns drawn. Here we see Rick riding in on his high horse to break up the fight. Did he make it in time before any serious injury or death? Next up is Carol wandering through the woods at night. We believe she is looking for Jed, but he finds her first as this promo clip shows him with a knife to her throat. He is taking her hostage, possibly to protect himself from Rick with a gun. We feel Carol will make it, as there has been leaked pictures of her with long hair signifying that she would make it to the second time jump, so we're not sure how this confrontation will end. Next week's episode description reads, Rick's vision for the future is threatened by a mysterious disappearance that divides the work camp where the communities are building a bridge. From the sneak peeks, it's clear that the disappearance is almost definitely Justin and that the communities are one step closer to civil war. Angela Kang does seem to have a plan for this season, but is it too little too late? Gimple has driven both series into the ground and he must have some dirt on some AMC execs, as we just don't know how he hasn't been fired yet. We just hope somehow Kang can help the franchise survive. Thanks so much for watching our videos. We'll be on the lookout for more evidence to propose new theories and to update our old ones, but in the meantime, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Turn on the notification button for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out, and don't forget to subscribe.